Hey guys, this is Busabadam John, as you all know. Well, maybe or not. But this was sparring week and weapons week. And what we're going to be doing on the video of the week is showing you some footwork drills, not only on sparring, but as in for weapons. Because footwork can make or break your drill when it comes to sparring or when it comes to stick fighting. Alright, so the first set of footwork that we're going to be working on is going to be for sparring, not for sticks, but for hand-to-hand combat or foot-to-foot combat. So if you look down here at my feet, the first basic step that we're going to practice is called a full step. Now, full step you would imagine just like you're walking forward. I take my back foot and then I put it up in front, or I take my front foot and put it in back. The full step covers quite a bit of distance, as you can see. I'm moving back about 3 feet away from my target. The next step is going to be about a half step, and this covers about half the distance. It covers about maybe about 1.5 feet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lunge off my front foot, stepping back with the back leg. Now I would do it all in one motion, and the front foot is going to follow my back foot. It's going to step, step, just like that. So let's watch that again. Backwards, backwards, step, step. You're lunging off the front, stepping with the back. Now I can do the same thing going forward as well. So like that's the same move we do on our jabs. You step and do that half step forward. I'm going to take that front foot, I'm lunging off the back, step, and then my back foot's going to step. Or all in one motion, just like that. Now we have some other footwork as well. Now this covers about the same amount of distance as you would cover on your full step, the slide step. And as you can see, if I start my foot here, my full step covers about this much distance. My slide step is going to be covering about the same amount of distance, but I'm having the same foot in front, so I'm not switching feet. So if I need a kick on this leg, I can slide step back and still have the same leg in back to get my power into my target. So a slide step, I'm going to end up sliding my front foot to the back and stepping backwards with the back foot. Or in front, I'm going to slide my back foot forward, and then my front foot's going to step forward. Now in martial arts, a kick can be a step can be a kick. It doesn't have to be slide step. It could be slide kick. Either way, it doesn't really matter. That's the slide step, you're covering the distance. The next one is going to be your cross step. The cross step involves kind of switching feet, but you want to almost keep your feet or your hips in the same position. If I were to move my hips all the way over here and then fire a kick, it's going to take way too much time. In Taekwondo sparring, when a point can be just a fraction of a second away, you need to make sure you're quick. So you're going to switch, but your hips are going to stay in the same position. So you're going to switch and then step forward. Or it could turn into a kick. It could be switch kick. And that's going to be the cross step. Now I can do that backwards as well. Switching feet, stepping backwards. Switching feet, stepping forward, switching feet, stepping backwards. And that's going to be our cross step. So again, let's cover all of them. You have full step, half step, slide step, cross step, cross step. And that is your sparring footwork. All right, so we just covered the sparring footwork, which involves hand-to-hand combat. Now we're just going to show you some footwork that is going to help you on our Eskrimel blocks and counters. So let's watch. When Sam strikes on number 1, a lot of people tend to stay right here at the brunt force of the target, and I'm going to be taking all of that force right into the head. Now I'm going to try to meet it halfway, and I'm going to step in at a 45-degree angle over to 2 o'clock. If Sam was standing on a clock, I'm going to step over to 2 o'clock with my front foot, because I'm in that guard. I'm stepping over to 2 o'clock. He attacks. I'm stepping to 2 o'clock to get that block so I can strike and hit into the body. That's going to get me closer and out of danger. When he attacks on the other side, boom, I'm moving over to 10 o'clock. Now notice that footwork. The footwork that we use is that V step that you would see in Muay Thai. He attacks, boom, and that cuts me again close to him so I can counter over the top of my stick. Now, when he strikes with 1 and 2, that's going to be the same as strikes 3 and 4. If he does 3 and 4, I'm going to step in over to 2 o'clock, lifting it up, countering to the ribs. When he attacks on 4, you're going to do that V step again. So let's do that attack. He does that V step, boom. You do the V step, left leg in front, attack over the top of the head. Now, when he does number 5, so he's going to be jabbing straight into the stomach. Now I can hit it to the side, but still that doesn't get me any closer to him. I want to close the distance. So when he attacks, I'm going to fan and then cut to the angle. That way I can hit with the punye, I can do a flip hit, or whatever I need to do to take him down. So one more time, he attacks. Again, I step to 2 o'clock, fanning the stick to the side, and then I would counter. Now he does number 6. Number 6, he's going again straight in towards my face. I'm going to be moving again over to 2 o'clock to the inside of the arm. Fanning the stick to the side, moving to 2 o'clock, and then countering to the collarbone. When he does the strike 7, he's doing the same thing, but he's coming on the opposite direction. So again, I'm going to do that V-step, and I'm going to fan the stick the other direction. Again, that V-step is going to be important so I can cut the angle. So again, he comes in, boom, V-step, and then I'm going to strike wherever I need to be. All right, now, when he strikes on number 9 and 10, so or 8 and 9, he's going to be coming into my leg. Now the goal here is that I get my leg out of the way. If he can hit me here. Now if I move back, kind of in a slide step position or a half step, full step, so I half step, boom, and step back, I can get my leg out of the way, but right here, his hand is right in range for my stick. So I'm going to hit to the hand as he attacks. Boom. And that's not going to feel very good. When he does the other side, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to do that step back. I step away with one foot. The other foot goes in back. And then you strike to the knuckles, meeting the force, going towards it. So he pretty much is eating that strike all the way. Now when he goes over the top for number 10, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can stand here and just take all the force, because that's not going to be fun. I'm not getting closer to him. Or as he moves in, you can again cut to the side, doing that V-step. He comes in, boom, cut to the side, do your V-step, close the distance, and counter. Now, if you want to make it a little more interesting, you can tack. I can block, and I can also step to 2 o'clock and open him up, and then strike to the other side. Now that concludes the sparring footwork for our eskrima sticks. Now the goal is that you're always cutting the angle, always going to 45-degree angles. If your partner, your attacker, is at 12 o'clock on the clock, you'll be stepping to 10, or you'll be stepping to 2 o'clock the entire time. Always cutting the angle so you're out of the danger zone, and getting closer to your partner. All right, thank you, sir. All right, guys, so now we're on to a little extra credit stuff. This is gonna be the trick of the week, or it could be the combo of the week. Either way, this is gonna be some extra fun stuff that we're gonna be working on. And if you get good at this stuff, it's gonna help build you up into some cool combos that we're gonna be working on later. Now, the first move of the week is gonna be your tornado kick, and we're gonna follow that up with the wheel kick, or the spin hook. Now, a tornado kick is pretty simple. It's just a jump spinning roundhouse kick. The only hard part about the tornado kick is the setup. And we're not gonna do the sparring setup, we're gonna do more of a tricking setup to help build a wind up. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna start in more of a neutral position. I'm gonna have my feet about the same distance apart, not really having one in front of the other, just kind of standing normal. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna turn my body, reaching my arms to the right of my body. From here, I'm going to bring my arms up as I step, pivoting my body. Now, if you notice, I've turned my foot like I was about to throw a back kick. So my arms are up. As I swing my arms down, I also am going to swing my legs. You notice my left leg is swinging back. And as my arms come up, my leg comes up. So the motion is here, here, here. Now let's watch that again. So here, here, here. From this position, you jump off your right leg and throw that roundhouse kick into the pad. So then you do it all in one motion. You come down here, all the way up, and then spin around out of that position. Now that is gonna be the tornado kick. I recommend that we practice that quite a bit. It's gonna take a lot of repetition to get proficiency in it. Now let's go to the spin hook kick. A hook kick, we're gonna almost start the same way, really without the huge wind up. We don't really need it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pivot, just like you did before the wind up. So the wind up, pivot. Well, let's start at that pivot. I'm gonna pivot my foot. From here, I'm gonna bring my knee up, almost chambering like I'm gonna throw a back kick. Now, instead of throwing a kick straight back into the target, I'm going to kick early and then recoil like I would on a roundhouse kick. So I pivot, knee up, kick early, and then recoil. And then that momentum should carry me all the way behind. Pivot, knee up, kick, recoil. Pivot, knee up, kick, recoil. Now what's cool about the tornado and the wheel kick is they can be combined into one smooth flowing combination. So you can start here, tornado, right into that wheel kick. And that makes a fun tricking combination, but it's also a very basic tricking combination that can help build up into the stuff we're gonna be working on later. All right guys, that's the trick of the week.